Welcome back to Bay Sunday, everybody. We are back in the tech world once again. If you have a smartphone, want a smartphone, or don't have a clue how to work the something you got for Christmas, we got you covered. Joining us once again, Noah Kravitz, consumer tech journalist, to chat all things smartphone. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
You got three lovely phones there. I'm a big iPhone guy. Why don't we start with that?
Sure.
Out of the gate. iPhone 5, I just think it's fabulous.
Yep, this is the iPhone 5. This is the current latest version. Comes in white or black. It's actually two-tone on the back. They've got this new design, which goes back to a metal backplate, which is great. The iPhone 4s had glass backplates, which are heavier, a little bit thicker.
It is a lot lighter, I must admit.
Super thin, super light. It also, for the first time since the original iPhone came out, they made the screen bigger. So this is a 4-inch display, which compared to these guys is tiny. But it's a larger display, does all the things that made the iPhone so popular.
Super fast.
Super fast. Faster chip, better camera. This also, speaking of speed, this is the first iPhone to be compatible with what are called 4G LTE networks.
Right.
So the data is much, much, much faster, particularly on AT&T and Verizon here in the Bay Area.
And it's nuts. They're selling like I was at an Apple store last night where people just walk in, what can I do for, oh, boom. Within a matter, my sister bought her phone in like 10 minutes and it was all compatible and boom, out the door she went.
When I was a kid, I hung out at Radio Shack. Nobody wanted to come near me. Now the Apple stores are the place to be. So.
They are. They're fun. You just feel like you're somebody when you're in there, don't you?
Exactly.
Okay, next up is what?
So this is brand new, and this is actually, for all that the iPhone's popular, this I think is perhaps the most advanced phone on the market right now. This is the Droid DNA. It's made by HTC. It's only available in the US on Verizon Wireless. This has a larger screen, 5 inches. The big selling point here is this is a full 1080p display. So if you think of the most advanced home flat screen TV hooked up to the most advanced Blu-ray player, you've got your super high def movies.
Wow.
This screen has the same capabilities.
So if you watch a movie or some video on that, you're getting
the whole, it's just amazing. And it's incredibly, for a phone this big,
it's thin.
Incredibly thin, incredibly lightweight. HTC makes really well-designed phones, feels great in the hand. It's got the Beats audio, if you're into that, that whole Dr. Dre thing.
How about price-wise? Because we're an iPhone, well, if your plan is up, it's $199 plus tax.
Right.
What are we looking at for that?
Similarly priced with, and it's interesting, this is the first year, the first Christmas season that you've been able to find the iPhone on sale. Before, Apple wouldn't do that. Now I've seen them marked down to $126 at
Well, you get the 4S a little bit cheaper, because they're passé.
Right. So the Droid DNA, I believe it's $199 retail, but if you look around, you can find it, knocked down in price.
A little bit cheaper.
Similar with the Galaxy Note 2 from Samsung. This has been out for a little while. You might have seen the ads on TV with LeBron James, basketball star. They got him in part because he's
at the barber,
guy,
right? And all
he's at the barber, exactly. Big dude, big hands, so it makes the phone look not so big. This is a whopping 5.5-inch display. Absolutely huge. And it sort of back to the future, it comes with a stylus, or what Samsung calls the S Pen. And this is the old smartphones, the first ones, those Palm Trios,
Welcome
that kind of stuff.
Welcome to the 90s, the Palm Pilot.
But this is amazing, the things that you can do. I'm a terrible artist, and I can make cool things with this. Incredibly powerful. It's compatible with the LTE networks. These all are. This is a little more expensive, starts at $299, but again, you can find them on sale.
And they're giving Apple a little bit of run for their money, too, aren't they? Samsung is?
They really are. Samsung has sold between this and another phone, the Galaxy S3, which came out a little earlier in the year. They have sold millions, and both in the US and globally. And right now it's kind of neck and neck, Apple and Samsung, for market share. But the latest stats actually are not pointing to the US, they're pointing to China. China is the new market that these companies are really competing for. Apple just talking about how they sold a couple million iPhone 5s the first weekend in China. So, you're seeing the smartphone market shifted from Europe to the US in the past 10 years. Now China's the big playing field.
Well, there's how many billion people there?
I can't even count that
Apple's
high.
probably over there counting right now as we speak.
Exactly.
What's next? I mean, they have shoved so much stuff into such a small piece of electronics. What else are these going to do?
Well, it's interesting. There's a lot of talk in the geeky circles I run in about can the market sustain this pace? We've got a new in other markets for durable goods. You think about a TV. You don't buy a new TV
every 10 years. Maybe.
Right. Smartphones, it's gone from every 2 years, every 18 months. Now you see a new, flagship phone every 6 or 7 months.
Right.
So that's one of the trends, is can that pace keep up? Another one is you're getting these phones that are getting bigger and bigger.
Getting cheaper.
And getting cheaper. And as we spoke about in the other segment, you get tablets that are now, the iPad started out 10 inches, now they've got the mini is 7 inches. So the difference between that and this 5.5, not too much difference size-wise.
Right.
So are we going to see
they
things
morphing
kinda
into one
morph
another?
into the middle? Are we going to see a 6-inch phone next year? I don't know. I think it's moving more towards the phone becoming many people's primary computer, because you have it with you all the time. It can do so much. So much of what's going on now is on the web, and the web designers are really getting great at designing for this size screen. People are watching, instead of watching their big TVs, they're watching their iPads.
It's created some problems too, and some bad habits, don't you think? You
could-
walk down the street, people are like this, in the elevator. You can see people dining at a fine establishment, and they're both looking at their phones. And what's wrong with that?
Yeah,
you know?
it's I could speak volumes on a personal level.
I'm guilty too.
Yeah, there's an addictive factor there. That's it's for real. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. And what is your type of phone? What do you like?
I actually, right now, I was a longtime iPhone user. Over the summer, I switched. I'm using, right now, an HTC phone that runs Android, because I've just found, it can feed my addictions a little bit more.
A little bit better?
A little bit better.
Did you do the iPhone 5, or did you not quite get up to that one?
I haven't, but I just got my wife one
All right.
for a holiday present.
So when you need a fix, you can get it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Noah, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you coming in. If you'd like more information, once again, you can go to his Twitter account at Noah Kravitz. That's it for this week. We'll be back next week with more Bay Sunday. Actually, back next year. Have a great New Year, everybody, and we'll see you next Sunday. Take care.